ANC says its Secretary-General, Ace Magashule, is himself trying to get clarity on whether or not a warrant has indeed been issued for his arrest. He says he'll write to the relevant authorities to seek clarity. Now, reports on that warrant made the rounds yesterday, with the Hawks calling it fake news. The Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation has described the report as malicious and an attempt to undermine the integrity of the organisation. But let's speak to Magashule's lawyer now, Victor Nkhwashu, who joins us on the line, I believe. Victor, thanks for your time. Good morning. Welcome to the AM report. So we've got several conflicting reports here doing the rounds. Some journalists also tweeting that they themselves have spoken to Ace Magashule, who himself has confirmed the existence of this warrant of arrest. Can you set it straight for us?
Well, we act on his behalf. He's our client. We have spoken to him, and we are consulting with him in a short while. And we're holding instruction to engage the Office of the National Director of Public Prosecutions, Advocate Jamila Batoi. We're holding instruction to engage the Office of the Independent Directorate, which is headed by Advocate Hermoni Crenier, which is housed within the National Prosecuting Authority head office, as well as the Office of the Head of the DPCI, the Hawks, to inquire whether there is any authenticity to the news reports that have been circulating last night. Our client is not aware of any existence of any such warrant. He has not been formally informed. Our office has not been informed. We only learned from the media as well.
I think, Victor, it's important to clarify, just for the sake of our viewers, for those of us who don't have intricate knowledge of how these processes do unfold. Let's say for a second there is a warrant of arrest that has been issued by the Hawks. Take us through the process that would have gone through to get to the stage of a warrant.
Okay, so should there exist an investigation within the South African Police Services or the Hawks or the Independent Directorate, once the investigations are completed, they'll then approach a prosecutor and a judge or a magistrate to co-sign an issue and authorize a warrant for the arrest of a person, depending on the type of a case that that person is facing. Now, should such a person be considered a flight risk, obviously the Hawks or the police will not inform the person beforehand, but they will pounce on them. But if a person is not a flight risk and the person's lawyers are known to the authorities, they will inform the lawyers, in this case our office, that they intend to engage or arrest our client, in which case an arrangement will be made for him to be handed over to them for processing and be taken to court. That is more or less how it should work.
So your first point of call now is establishing whether there is an investigation underway against your client.
Well, we cannot inquire whether there is an investigation, because our client contends that is not immune from any investigation or prosecution. The only thing that we can inquire about is whether or not there is a warrant pending for his arrest. If there is an investigation, they would not want to have that investigation jeopardized by going public with it.
Right. Having said that, to your knowledge, is there an investigation underway against Ace Magashule?
Not that we've been informed of by any of the authorities.
All right, so this morning, it's 8:30 on this Wednesday morning. You now wait for a response about whether this warrant exists at all, but Ace Magashule, as your client, says he has no knowledge of such an arrest warrant.
That is correct, no. That is correct. We are waiting to hear from the authorities whether there is any such warrant for our client's arrest.
All right,
and where was it issued, and when do they want him to come to court?
Victor, thanks very much for your time this morning on the AM report. Victor Nkhwashu is, in fact, the lawyer for Ace Magashule. There's been plenty of toing and froing on social media, in the news media, about whether there is indeed a warrant of arrest that has been issued for Ace Magashule. That is Victor Nkhwashu, who is part of the legal teams for the ANC Secretary General, says he awaits that confirmation one way or the other from authorities. As that story develops, catch the latest right here on Channel 405.